What's up, everybody? I'm Zack Snyder, also known as SebijinGames on YouTube. And I guess this is my origin story. I'm gonna try to be as real as I can and kind of go through the timeline that has made me the YouTuber and the content creator that I am today. So growing up, I always loved creating content. I always liked creating something. I was really big into art in elementary school. As soon as I got in, I really got into music in like 4th and 5th grade. I learned how to play the recorder and was in chorus, and I loved it. And then I got into middle school and I started playing the trumpet. And when I started playing the trumpet, it was like everything changed. I loved music. You guys, I love music so much. I really enjoyed playing trumpet in class, and I was inspired by my band teacher at that moment and wanted to become a music teacher. So going into 7th grade, I was able to play with the high school marching band. I was really doing well at the trumpet, and I started, already expressing my interest in being a music teacher. And so I told my teachers, about everybody that I knew, I was like, hey, I want to go to this college here. I want to do music education. I want to be a band teacher. And the more that I grew older, the more that I got into the teaching experience field. Currently, I am in college. I am in that very college that I wanted to go to since 6th grade. But the more I started being in school and stuff, I also realized that I still wanted to create things. It was still all about creating. So I was like, I really want to do my own music. I want to not only be a teacher, but I want to write my own music. So my aspirations was to go to college and get a degree in music education and get a degree in music performance. So I went through all high school and I went to college, and I realized that, hey, I can't be a music teacher. I can't be music education and music performance at the same time. So I decided to stick with music education, and I do the composing and stuff on the side. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later because that's important to the story. I just wanted to give you guys a brief little explanation of how I got into creating. So when I was in 9th grade, this was back in the year 2011, I was watching YouTube quite frequently, and I started watching YouTube in middle school when I was starting to get into video games. I learned about emulators and was being able to catch up on a lot of games that I didn't get a chance to play as a child. As a child, I did not have video games. I had some computer games. I had some educational computer games. I was playing the Reader Rabbit first grade and Clue Finders, and the occasional solitaire and Minesweeper games that was already rebuilt on the computer. But we didn't have video games growing up. We just didn't have the money for it, and it was one of those things. So when I got into 6th grade and I learned about these emulators, I was able to start catching up on the 40 years, well, I guess at the time, that's 10 years ago, the 30 years of video games that came before me. So I was getting into NES, and I was getting into Super Nintendo games, I was getting into Nintendo 64 games, and I was enjoying the shit out of it. And when I got into high school, I had already been watching some YouTubers that I really enjoyed. Now, some of these YouTubers were video gamers. I started watching Batman9502. Not a big YouTuber at all. I think he might have like 6,000 subscribers. But I had started watching his Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess after I received the game myself from a friend of mine. And fortunately, I'm still friends with him. I'm able to, talk to him every once in a while, almost every week. But I started watching this guy, Batman9502, play this game, and he was doing commentary, and I was like, what is this weird phenomenon? He's playing a game while doing commentary, and it was entertaining, and I liked it, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then right after that, I learned about Nintendo Capri Sun, one of my biggest YouTube idols. If you've been in the Let's Playing industry, you should know who Nintendo Capri Sun is. He's not the biggest Let's Player out there, but he is such a big part of the origins of Let's Play, in my opinion. Him and some of his friends, they get together and make videos. But anyways, Nintendo Capri Sun is a very funny guy and a very talented guy at what he does, and I started getting into watching a lot of his Let's Plays. And so throughout middle school, throughout high school, I've watched tons of his videos. But that didn't quite inspire me to make videos. So what did inspire me? Well, in 9th grade, I was introduced to Ray William Johnson. At the time, Ray William Johnson was the #1 YouTuber on the platform. He had the most subscribers, he had the most views. Now, what he did was do a show called Equals 3. You guys can look him up. You probably already know who he is, but I would watch Ray William Johnson almost on a daily basis, catching up on his old stuff, excited for his new stuff. And it got me thinking. I was like, I can make YouTube videos. I'm talented. I play music. I love music. What if I made YouTube videos myself? So that's what I did in 9th grade, 2nd semester. It was towards the end. I think it was around, around March, April, May, around that time. I went to the band room at my school, and I brought my laptop with me. It was a shitty laptop. It was so bad. And I recorded myself playing some things on the piano, some things on the trumpet. I later did some stuff on guitar, saxophone, harmonica. I recorded all this stuff. Now, before you guys go looking for that footage, it's no longer listed on YouTube. If you really would like to hear it, I don't think it's that good anymore, which is why I've taken it down. I can still see them, but so if you still want to watch that, please just, I guess, send me a comment or something, and I can let you look at that. But it's definitely not where I'm at music wise now. I've improved so much, so that's why I've kind of taken it down. But the reason I'm explaining this music stuff, it's like, Zach, you're a Let's Player, right? What does this have to do with anything? Well, music was what got me into beginning the YouTube stuff. So after I had already been recording music stuff for a few months, it was around December of 2011, toward the end of the year, and I had been watching more Nintendo Capri Sun, and I was like, hey, I want to do something like that. I want to make video game stuff. But I knew the Let's Plays were kind of starting to get oversaturated, not nearly as much as they are now. So I didn't quite want to do Let's Plays. I didn't quite understand how to do a Let's Play. I didn't have the programs to do it, so I didn't really do that. Instead, I was like, hey, I want to do something unique and different. I want to make this series called Nintendo the History. I want to go through the very beginning of Nintendo's history and talk about it, and eventually get all the way to the end to where it is today. Now, if you go to my channel now, I do have a few episodes out of that, and that's still a work in progress, and I'm still going to be uploading videos of that throughout the years. It's kind of a once in a while type thing. But in 2011, at that point, I started my gaming channel, and my username was Sebijin. My username just came from something that I made up in middle school, and it just stuck. And so I came up with SebijinGames, and I made this little crappy movie maker trailer for Nintendo the History. It was just little bits of footage and from different games that I downloaded from YouTube. It's not that great at all. It's pretty bad. But I put this on the channel with the intentions to make this awesome series. And in the meantime, while I was, looking into researching this, figuring out what's the best way to do this, I started watching more Let's Plays, and I decided, hey, I can do that. I can make a Let's Play. So I did. I made a Let's Play of Contra for the NES. It was a 3-parter. And it was on a crappy laptop with a program called Cam Studio. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. It was a free program. It did not record the audio of the game. I recorded my mic audio with the built-in laptop mic, and it was bad. It was crappy. I no longer have this anymore because I deleted this video for reasons that I'll get into later. So I started making Let's Plays. And it was between January and March that I was just kind of recording stuff that I liked, that I have played a little bit of. And I started a Super Mario 64 Let's Play. And I think I started to blindly play Ocarina of Time. And there was a lot of different things that I had started. But the big jumping off point for my YouTube channel, and by jumping off, I'm still very small. But in March of 2012, I got a message on YouTube from a guy named Alec McGill from a website called The Four Forgotten Fangs. Now what this website was it was a Let's Play forum. It was a place for Let's Players to come together, chat, share their videos, and get to know one another. So I checked it out. I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I'll look into it. And I got on there, and I started becoming active in the comments and the forums, and I was uploading my own videos to it as well and getting people to check that out. And there was a little thing on the sidebar that said, hey, we need you to help recruit people. And I was looking at it, and I was like, U.S. recruitment officer. Such a highfalutin name for such a low website. But I was like, hey, I'll do that. I'll check this out. So I applied to be the U.S. recruitment officer for this website. And I got a message from Alec. He was like, hey, can I get your Skype? And I was like, yeah, sure. Well, we talked on Skype, through some chat a little bit, got on call. And he was like, yeah, sure. You can do this. That's cool. So this was really where I started to get a lot more exposure, because I was getting on this website and I was being very active, and it was such a very important part of this whole Let's Playing thing. And I really enjoyed it. I was talking to new people just about every single day. I was commenting on other people's videos that I just found randomly by typing in Let's Play over the last 24 hours, last 48 hours. And I was getting people to come to this website, and it was great. And I think I got about 200 people to come to the website in the matter of a few months. And unfortunately, the website broke down. So after a couple of months, there was a lot of kind of things that happened to the website, to where the owner of the website couldn't pay for it anymore. We weren't getting enough ad revenue. We just didn't have enough people on the website, and it was completely understandable. And it kind of sucked. It really did suck. So one of the biggest reasons it broke down was me. In the end, I think one of the biggest reasons it broke down was me. And it was because I became inactive for a little while. So I learned one of the biggest lessons in my life in 2012. After Let's Playing for a few months, after being involved with this website all the way throughout the summer, in the fall, I got into my first real relationship. And I become enamored with my relationship. And I put YouTube on the back burner, and I said, hey guys, I'm going to be momentarily quitting YouTube for now. I'm just not going to be doing Let's Plays. I don't have time. I was busy. I was a busy high school student. I was in honors and AP classes. I was in band. I was the band captain in like 10th grade. I was doing a lot. So I would come home and not have time to get all my homework done before I had to wake up the next morning. So I put YouTube aside, and the main reason was because I got into a relationship, because I had a girlfriend, and it was one of the biggest mistakes I think I've made of my YouTube career. But it taught me a lot there. It taught me a lot. So I was inactive for the last part of 2012, from about September all the way to the beginning of 2013, and it was in February that we split up. I'm not going to get into that, but we split up from the relationship, and I went to go back into Let's Playing. I was like, hey, I'm going to start making Let's Plays again. It'll be cool. So I got back into it. Now I should point out that before this happened, I actually got some very good advice in 2012, at the end of 2012, about the direction that my channel was heading. There was a lot of things that needed to be fixed. My audio quality, my video quality, my commentary quality. Just there was a lot of big things that I needed to fix, but they were things that I could fix quickly. And I got this advice from two of my good friends, Alec, and then also a Let's Player named SassCat20, which I think has about 15,000, 16,000 subscribers now. So it's obviously been working for him over the last few years. And he's become pretty successful with it as a small YouTuber. Now, I decided, okay, well, I gotta make these changes. What I'm gonna do, instead of just like making new videos, I was in the middle of a couple Let's Plays. I decided to restart my Let's Plays. So what I did was I deleted about 100 videos. Another thing I shouldn't have done. So the end of 2012 was a shitty year. It was great that I'd started right towards the beginning of there, in the end of 2011, but at the end I made mistakes. I deleted 100 videos that I can never see again, and I got into a relationship and quit YouTube for a while. And so I say this because I want you guys to know where I'm coming from as a YouTuber and as a Let's Player. So 2013 came around. I split up with my girlfriend in February, and I decided to get back into videos. Now, what I didn't realize was, because I also did not have internet for a little while, I think this was around the time that we were starting to not be able to have internet at my house. I didn't realize that the For Forgotten Fangs website had been disbanded. Like I said, the creator of the website could not host it anymore. He couldn't pay the $80 a year that was required, or however much it was. So he shut it down and he went to another forums website and made just a forum. You couldn't share videos on there anymore, but it was still a place where you could chat on. So I get on there and there's not as many people active. I think there was maybe 70 or 80 people still on the site, and there was only like 20 people that were active on the site. So it was kind of sad. And I think if I had not, you know, left YouTube for these few months that I did and not be active on this website, I think maybe I could have saved it, but maybe not. Who knows? In the end, though, it was a great place for me to be able to meet a lot of people that I still talk to today. And it was a great start of networking. It was something that little part of my life taught me a lot about YouTube. So I'm going to move on a little bit to the middle of 2013. I start Let's Playing again, and I start loving it once again. I'm starting to do it every day I come home from school. We're getting into my junior year of high school, and I'm still making videos pretty constantly. My senior year of high school, I'm still making videos fairly regularly, but it's every once in a while there was like a month where I couldn't record something, or maybe I was doing a video here, a video there. Because senior year, I was also working a job, I was getting ready for college, and I was graduating high school. I went into my freshman year of college, and I started making videos still then, and I was like, I'm in my own dorm room now, I can make as many videos as I want, and I made quite a few videos my freshman year and my sophomore year. It was pretty great. There was a point in my sophomore year where I wasn't making videos. Every once in a while I had this hiatus. It was either 1 or 2 months long, and it kind of sucked, because when you're not making videos on YouTube, you're not making any progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to my junior year of college this year. I've had a lot of dilemmas with my life in general, and with college, and my future, and YouTube, and kind of trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. I came into college to be a music educator. I realized when I went in, I went and became a music ed major. I decided I was going to take composition classes, and I was going to write music for video games. And this was the goal: become a teacher, write music for video games on the side. My sophomore year came, I had been taking Japanese classes for 2 months, and I really enjoyed it. And I got into the Japanese stuff, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be a Japanese major too. So I was going to double Japanese and music education. And then I realized at the end of the year that was impossible. I could not do that. So I dropped my music education major. And now we're in my junior year. Last semester was a semester where I didn't upload any videos. Last summer, I got a bunch of videos out, and then the semester I came back, I didn't upload anything, and it sucked. It sucked so much. I was doing okay in my classes, but I wasn't doing great, and I just didn't have this outlet that I was able to get back into creating things. And it really was disappointing. I say that because I became, for the most part, a lot happier this semester. I've let a lot of things go. I was running a really crazy busy schedule with work and classes and everything last semester. And this semester, I said, no, I'm not going to take 5 music lessons like I did last semester. I'm not going to take all these classes that I don't have to like I did last semester, because I've overloaded every single semester since I started college, which means I've taken more of the credits every semester than a typical college student would do. And I got into this semester and I was like, hey, I want to make YouTube videos again. I want to do this. So towards the middle of November of 2016, I started making videos on a daily basis again. I went through December and was able to put out a video every single day all the way through there. I had my Christmas break, and I decided, this is something I really enjoy doing. Something I want to make more successful. So January comes around, and I started making more videos, and I'm putting out 2 videos a day. And the plan is to keep putting out 2 videos a day. And I get through halfway of January, and I'm like, I want to put out 3 videos a day. So I start putting out 3 videos a day, and February comes and I'm like, hey, there's more videos that I want to make. There's more different types of content that I want to make. So let's do 4 videos a day. And now I'm at 5. Now I'm putting out about 5 to 6 videos a day. It sometimes varies. Sometimes I don't get every single one of them out because for whatever reason. But for the most part, I'm putting about 5 videos out a day. And it's crazy, but it's stuff that I love. And it's a variety of things that most people that have come to the channel have enjoyed. And it's one of the most gratifying things to be able to create things on a daily basis and see the results happen. And it's so good. But of course, you know, when you're putting this much time into this, well, what's happening with me in college? Well, I decided to drop my Japanese major. I realized that as much as I love the language, I'm taking classes that don't have to do with the language, and it's stopping me from learning the language. It's stopping me from making videos too. So currently I'm just a regular old music major. And it's cool. It's cool because now I'm in a point in my life, I'm in a point in my YouTube career where I've been doing this for 5 years now. And I realized that it's one of the only things in my life that remains constant if I keep it up. And it's one of the only things in my life that I really enjoy to do. Like I said earlier, I was into art in elementary school. I was in music. I'm still into music. I got into video games. I got into video production. I got into other nerd related stuff. And it's just, YouTube is so great about being able to turn this culmination of talents and interests into products that people are interested in. And it's amazing. It's so good. So, I mean, I guess where am I now? Where am I going now? Well, hopefully, the plan is to do YouTube full time. I would like to, as soon as I graduate, do YouTube full time. I would like to be able to make videos for you guys every single day of the week, and as much as I can, and do my podcast every week, and do all these other things that I enjoy doing. And it's crazy looking back. I started working on this video, and I was just thinking about the kind of progression that it kind of take to get me here. And I'm nowhere close to being finished. There's so much more that I got to do to be anywhere successful on this platform. And hopefully I'm making the right steps. I started streaming on Twitch recently. I started being more involved in Twitter, on Reddit. Hopefully I'm making the right steps. And hopefully you guys can join me and you can be here with me on my journey, because this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to use YouTube as a platform to do even bigger and better things. Wouldn't it be cool if I could write a movie one day? My name is Zack Snyder. I could be the next Zack Snyder. It's funny, but you know, I could make my own video game. I could continue writing video game soundtracks like I'm doing one right now. I could do whatever I want on my own time and be a creator and get paid for it, and it would be awesome. So hopefully I've made the right decisions. Hopefully I've learned from my past mistakes, and I'll continue to grow. And I think the Let's Play Academy is one of those places that I can do that, and also use to give advice to newer Let's Players, younger Let's Players, and hopefully we can all join together to do something great here. So there's my origin story, if you will, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hope to see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.